What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor, and we're here for another live stream, guys, on a Friday night. No place I would rather be. Smash up that like button if you like the live streams. If you're ready for a Friday night Crypto Empire live stream, let's get right into it. Shout out to everybody here in the live chat. Ton of people nice and early. Love to see it. We got Vinny. What's going on, Vinny? We'll look at Araya Chain soon. We got Ryan Bauer saying, let's go, Connor. Dominate. Like button destroyed. See y'all at the top. I love the enthusiasm, Ryan. Thank you for smashing up that like button. I do appreciate your support. We got Crypto Middle East and Africa. He says, hi, Connor. 3 a.m. in Egypt now. Won't be able to attend, but LFG. My man, Crypto Middle East and Africa, glad that you did stop by, and I'm sure you will watch the replay later on. Nonetheless, great to have you here in the live chat. We got C Don't Care. What's going on, C Don't Care? Armzilla, man with a plan. By the way, Happy New Year to you as well, C Don't Care. Man with a plan says, Happy New Year, Connor, right back at you. He says, all the CE fam, Aeons and Giga Chads, just believe in something throughout 2025. Indeed, believe in something. We got Ghost, All Day Dre, Bob's my uncle. Shout out to Bob's my uncle. Eric A, we got Scorch 888, we got Doles, we got William, John Valentine, JP Stanley, Silent PD, as well as Good Vibes Only. Like the name, smash up the like button. Thank you everyone for being here. Now let's get into the stream. So looking at the daily bubbles on Crypto Bubbles, it's a green day today, if you guys couldn't tell by looking at the prices of things. Green across the board, except for some of these AI agent coins. You can see AI 16Z is down 8%. Virtual also down around 8%. The two biggest AI agent infrastructure coins, while everything else is green. So quite the contrary to what we've been seeing over the past few weeks, where the rest of the market has been red and only the AI agent coins have been green. We now have the exact opposite, at least for today. So that's quite interesting. Now, Bitcoin is approaching a major breakout. It's not quite there yet, but it's essentially right there. So let's take a look at BTC. Now on Bitcoin, we are at resistance. $98,000, $99,000. That is resistance. This was the high on Christmas Day. Everyone's eyes should be just right here. Looking at the Christmas Day candle, December 25th, we were unable to break through $98,000. Okay, so this is a pretty clear resistance level. This is also the original high that price made back in November when it first did touch, barely touched $99,000. Price topped out here before pulling back and then breaking out above 100K. So we know here, 99, 98,000, this is a pretty big resistance level, and this is really the last daily time frame resistance level that needs to be taken out before price does go back up and attack the all-time highs, and more likely than not, put in a new all-time high. So Bitcoin is looking very good, all right? A lot of people were very, very scared the past few weeks with essentially Bitcoin hanging out down here at its range lows. Hopefully my live streams offered you some insight into basically what I saw happening. And I made it pretty clear that there was a very potential scenario of price coming into the green demand zone, but I really didn't see anything lower than that. What we had happen was price just touch the top of the green demand zone before putting in a nice reversal. And now we're back up to resistance. So if this does break, it will break, but really when it does, I should say, we are going to experience the next leg up in the market. And we're going to experience fresh all-time highs for Bitcoin. But the real exciting thing that's happening right now is the fact that we're starting to see altcoins show signs of outperformance. One of the bigger signs of this is the fact that Ethereum BTC is potentially ready here to break out of this really long multi-year downtrend. Now, the first order of business would be, again, to flip 4 million Satoshis per Ethereum, something like this, and then put in a real rally. But when we see this Ethereum versus Bitcoin candle start to rise, whether it's on the weekly time frame, whatever. When we see this rise and breakout, that's going to be our period of outperformance for altcoins across the board, and that's going to be your true altcoin season. And there's a very good chance that it actually is beginning. If we look at Ethereum versus BTC, the weekly time frame RSI, we have some very clear bullish divergence there on the weekly. Similar picture on the daily, essentially bullish divergence on these time frames. And more likely than not, the low is in for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Now, looking at some of the other main charts that we need to keep eyes on, USDT dominance, Tether dominance. Well, it's still in this range, and you can see with it falling, a direct correlation or inverse correlation with the prices of altcoins. When this was going up, that's when we saw carnage in early December and major sell-offs on altcoins. This is starting to drop again, and altcoins are all starting to bounce, which is great. So what needs to happen here on USDT dominance? What needs to happen here? Well, there's two main levels we should have. We know there's a range. We know the range high is around 4.5%. The range low is around 3.8%. So that's important to note. But above the range high, there's 5%. Huge level. Okay, huge level. And below the range low, we have a level over here around 3.3 down to around 3%. You can see these marked out with lines already on my chart. Up here at 5%, down here at 3.3%. So we'll see how the range does end up resolving here for stablecoin dominance. But if we do, for whatever reason, see another move higher and altcoins get crushed again early on in the year, I put this as like less than a 15% chance of happening, but it could happen. But if we do see USDT dominance rise again towards 5%, we should be looking for a rejection from there. If it gets back above 5%, we're totally cooked. Now, if we do break 3.8%, down here from around 3.3 to like 3%, that should be a major profit-taking level for everyone. And you probably will see some of the craziest pumps. I mean, obviously, we just saw virtual and all the AI agents put in insane parabolic pumps. But if we do get this drop here in stablecoin dominance to these levels, it's going to be more of the same, but across the entire market. So that will definitely be a time to take chips off of the table and pay ourselves. Take profits off the board, realize them. For now, we're going to keep on monitoring this chart and looking for the breakdown further of USDT dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance is the same story in the sense that we want to see it go down so the prices of altcoins go up. And it is looking like this breakdown and retest is coming to a conclusion, and we will likely see this follow its path downward after this rejection over here at 59% on Bitcoin dominance. So all charts right now are pointing towards a very explosive altcoin season, an altcoin season that really only comes once every 4 years, where we have the major drop in Bitcoin dominance. And looking at the chart, it's simply time. Looking at the highs from previous cycles, usually it happens in very early January. You can see the same exact thing here. January of 2017 was the top before the huge drop. Over here, January of 2021 was the top before the huge drop. Here we are, January of 2025, sorry. It's a new year, but here we are, the January of 2025. Will this be the top again for Bitcoin dominance? Very good chance it is. The market doesn't repeat. History doesn't repeat exactly, but it often does rhyme. And with a little rhyme and reason, we're going to see a little altcoin season here at the start of 2025. Smash up the like button if you guys think we're going to get an altcoin season in Q1 of 2025, basically starting right now. And then some other good charts to take a quick look at. Crypto total market cap about to push to new all-time highs for this month. I'll get into these candles in a second on the monthly, because the monthly candles, especially on Bitcoin, they do look not great. So I do want to address that. But looking at all these total charts, the total 2, and total 3, I mean, they're basically all looking to make new highs. The total 3 is a good one to keep an eye on. And this is about to make a new all-time high versus its 2021 altcoin peak. Same exact thing with others. So yeah, I mean, look, these breakouts, when they happen, this one lasted for, I mean, you saw 3 months of up only in 2021. Who knows where it will go? I do have some suspicions of where it will go, some numbers in mind based off of my analysis. But all I know is it's going to go higher. And we'll talk specific numbers as well. But at the end of the day, this is all a speculation game. But my speculation is that we're going to see a crazy altcoin season here. Now let's look at Bitcoin real quick on the monthly time frame, because of the candle of the last month. And the candle of last month is this here. And this is not a bullish candle. All right, there's really no way to put it. A long wick up like this on the monthly time frame, typically you won't see it, or you won't see the next month just immediately break out through it. All right, so there's a very real chance, and also the fact that it's January 3rd, and the new year did just start, 3 days ago. So with that, we have a new yearly open on the chart. And our yearly open is the same thing as our monthly open. That's at around 96,000. Let me break this down. Our monthly open and our yearly open is at $93,500. We barely dropped below that, okay? And we also put in a super bearish candle to end December. So what I do know is that, yes, I am very bullish, but I would not be surprised to see some more kind of volatile price action to the downside before the crazy moves up. It can happen where you don't put in any lower wick, and then you just immediately blast through the highs. But the chances of that happening are much less than putting in some kind of low wick. Okay, so just be prepared. Don't be like all in, especially with leverage. Be super careful right now. I think there is a lot of great trade opportunities, especially if you were able to take entries earlier. But I do know that you should be looking for some type of wick down to put in that monthly candle as well as the yearly candle lower wick. Just for reference. So our January candle in 2021, it actually put in a pretty small wick here. All right, a very small wick actually, of 4.5% lower. Now, if you compare that to our current day candle, let's just get rid of all these lines. Little quick comparison, 0.65%. All right, so even still, I doubt this will be the low wick for January. I would still look for something slightly lower. Keep that in mind. If at any point in time we do see in January some kind of sell-off and everyone's scared again, that's going to be a crazy opportunity to buy things. Probably the last chance here. How many times have you heard that? It's the last chance. This is your last chance, this crypto bull market. But if we do see a lower wick on Bitcoin here in January, probably actually will be your last chance before the crazy altcoin season. So just keep that in mind, lads. Keep that in mind. Anyways, shout out to JP Stanley as well as John Valentine. Anyways, Fractal, he says, hey, Connor, let's run it up. What's up, Fractal? We got Narala. What's up, Narala? Says, hi, Connor. Nice to see you again. How are you? Cheesy Juice, or Chisel Juice TV, says, hey, dude. What's up, Chisel Juice? And William says, early buyers, Nitro Frog token. I've never heard of that one before. Shout out to Matt1, Stacy Lewis. A lot of green today. AI coins are popping off today, JP Stanley says. So the AI agent coins are taking a breather, but the AI coins that have been around for a while are bouncing nicely. Here's Tau on the daily time frame. Some really nice moves over the past 3 days. A 31% gain. It's currently up around 25% from New Year's Day. So nice move, is back above this diagonal trendline resistance. It's in this supply zone. There's just a few levels to clear before new highs. Okay, so Tau bags, ideally you guys would have packed them up down here and you're not FOMO buying up here. But Tau is definitely bouncing nicely. Let's take a look at the AI coin watch list that I've curated and just take a quick look at all of them. So OXO, another one, bouncing nicely over the past 3 days. Akash, same thing. 3 green days in a row. All the charts look exactly the same. 3 green days in a row on render. FET, 3 green days in a row. Cubic moving nicely off of the daily 200 EMA. Even DNX with some nice moves. 4 green days in a row for Chlor now. All of these charts, ENQAI still lagging. This could be a buy down here at, what is this, a 19 million market cap for ENQAI. Notice though, just the weekly time frame breakout, retest. All these wicks showing that buyers are stepping in to buy it up down here at support. ENQAI, totally decentralized language learning model without any political or ideological biases that you see something like OpenAI have with ChatGPT. It's very biased towards certain political parties. ENQAI is basically just the facts. Nothing is sugar-coated or hidden. But anyways, this is definitely a sleeper pick in the AI sector, and it looks like a pretty good time if I did want to buy it here with the breakout, retest on the weekly holding well. Probably see this thing push to new highs. But yeah, all of the other AI coins that didn't pump with the agent narrative are now bouncing well. Delicium AGI back above this orange line support resistance flip, which is important. This thing really needs to get back and make a higher high in this channel to invalidate this bearish break of this 14-month parallel channel here. We want to see this invalidated quickly if you're an AGI holder. Now, stuff like AI tech, well, a lot of work to do. You had 2 green days, but they barely moved. Sleepless AI is the ticker, or AI is the ticker for Sleepless AI. This is a Binance incubated project. It's super dystopian. It's like virtual companions, basically AI agents to keep people company. Like in Japan, they have those weird cafes. They call them maid cafes where you go and sit there and talk. That's what Sleepless AI is. It's going to be like virtual companions for super lonely, desperate people. Very dystopian, Binance incubated project. But in terms of the chart, well, what do we have, lads? We have a nice accumulation lake that the price is just trying to break out above. If we go and mark down that wick low from the 8th of April in 2024, price broke down through it, put in this accumulation. It's now trying to break it. Okay, so this is the perfect kind of new chart structure. Binance coin, where you list, you sell off, you form the accumulation, and then you basically pump to new highs. So this is the structure. Being that this is an AI coin, could very well do that. Other ones like Based AI doing well. Let's see, DEAI still is not recovered that FUD sell-off yet. Who knows what's going to happen with that. Totally really don't care what happens with DEAI as I'm not holding it. TAR still holding this breakout well. But anyways, not to go on too long. Great comment there, JP Stanley, saying AI coins are popping off today. They are popping off. Their charts are still super early. And if we're going to have a multi-month altcoin season, well, this is just the beginning. And these moves are miniature compared to what we are going to see. So let's talk about that. First of all, we got the BlackRock IBIT BTC ETF. The daily inflows today are $252.3 million. So the daily inflows starting to pick back up for the BlackRock Bitcoin Spot ETF. Now let's talk about the market right now and what a lot of these pumps specifically on the AI agent coins, have done to people's minds. I spoke a lot about in the last live stream we did 2 days ago about the conditioning, the mental conditioning being imposed on market participants at the current moment in time, right? If you look at a chart like virtuals from September 16th to current day, it has pumped 150x in 105 days. Less than 4 months, this thing went up 150x. And then when you look at many of the coins within the virtual ecosystem, by the way, I was looking at Doge.gov. I put this graphic on the chart in a live stream talking about wholesale and retail prices. If you just look to buy wholesale prices, you will do well. And here's a perfect example of it. This was outlined weeks ago, but another example, I guess, of a successful laid out trade here. But back to the AI agents, there's ones like AIXBT, right, at 510 million market cap. Similar to virtuals, this thing went up. Okay, this is giving me a 13x in 37 days still. The crazy pumps in these AI agent coins for sure is making people think a certain way. And this is a good explainer tweet by this guy Gammy-chan on Twitter. And he's responding to a tweet saying that every coin you've ever sold is up 10x season, talking about the current market and the sentiment right now. But this response is what I want to go over. So Gammy-chan says, this is a key trait of a bull market. After a few times of selling and watching the coin you just sold pump, people lose the bear market PTSD and it becomes bull market PTSD while they're terrified to sell, or where they're terrified to sell. People went from being terrified to buy because what happened this year? Or we're in 2025. Sorry, what happened in 2024? Well, we had Bitcoin going this 224-day range after a crazy run from 16K to 73K. During this time, we saw altcoins do what they're doing right now. We saw them pump like crazy. Everyone's mind was conditioned that they could buy anything and it would pump. Then what happened? We went sideways for 224 days. Altcoins went in their own little bear market. Every single altcoin essentially dropped 80%. What happened to people's minds? They were conditioned that anything they buy is going to drop like a rock. If they buy anything, it's just going to lose money. We got some super chats rolling in. Thank you guys. Shout out to Bob's My Uncle, Spy Paint E, Angel, as well as John. We'll get to your super chats in a moment. I just want to go over this while it's in my head. But anyways, the conditioning at play. Everyone, you buy anything, you make a ton of money. You buy anything in this period of 224 days, you lose a ton of money. Now we're watching that shift happen. It's already been happening the past few months, but in real time. We're now back in the market where you buy anything, you're basically going to make money. You're going to make a 10x overnight. So back to the tweet. People lose the bear market PTSD that formed when Bitcoin went sideways here for 224 days. And now it's become bull market PTSD where they don't want to sell because they might miss out on the coin pumping another 10x. And they have full risk on parameters in their mind where they're much more willing to risk their capital, where they were doing that over here at the start of this 7-month, 8-month range, but they just got smoked on everything they bought, so they stopped doing it. Okay, now they're doing it again. Notice. Anyways, so he says no sellers and buyers who were insensitive to slipping it a few percent because they need in is a powerful combo. And then he says this is also why it goes craziest at the end. At that point, everyone has been fully taught that it's bad to sell and the books are so thin that buyers rip through like wet toilet paper. Great analogy there. And it's very, very true. If you can just basically, I'm pretty sure most of you guys understand the point I'm making here. The mental conditioning at play. And if you can just recognize it and know basically the season that we're in, we are in full risk on bull market conditions. All of the memories of this 8-month bear market for altcoins has been erased. And now all everyone can think about is the next AI agent coin that's going to go up 10x in 3 days. And if you look at the AI agent charts, clearly people are afraid to sell. AIXBT, something like Aerobud had a big pullback. It was certainly time for this to put in some kind of pullback. Right, 43% in 2 days. Let's see, a lot of other stuff. Coins like Convo, not this one. Convo by Virtual is another big one. Right, they're all selling off. And I'm not surprised. Looking at another big one, Game by Virtuals. I mean, the sell-offs really aren't that steep. This is a 25% sell-off. But these are the first signs of, you can call it exhaustion on these charts. And with these moves over the past few months, again, people were just, their minds have been conditioned where if they sell, they're going to miss out on something like this. So they need to hold on. This creates a pretty crazy precedent in the market, and this is definitely what causes the insane altcoin seasons that we see on a regular basis in crypto. So what do? Right? How do you not get mentally conditioned, whether you have bear market or bull market PTSD? Well, the main thing is just to understand that we're in a time of crazy opportunity that doesn't come around too often in crypto, but it does come around. These times typically last for a few months. I would say 3 to 5 months is a good time frame. So with that, you want to optimize these next 3 to 5 months to your best ability. I think February is going to be the most bullish month for 2025 in crypto, by the way. But anyways, if you just pay yourself on a regular basis and you do what the opposite of most people are doing, which is just hold on to everything, and instead you just kind of have a regular profit taking schedule, you're going to win no matter what. Okay? You might not hit the 100x trade where you put in 10K and make $1 million. You might not hit that in one go because you take profits more often, right? Even if you did hit 100x, but if you sell on the way up, right, you're not going to keep that original 10K position that will turn to $1 million, right? Maybe you'll end up with half of that, which is still an amazing return. But the main thing is just to have a healthy profit taking schedule and pay yourself on a routine basis. Because again, most people right now, they're scared to sell. They think they can hold on to everything and it's just going to keep on going up, up, up forever. And also with my video that I made on AI agents, it's 2 days old now. It's got 32K views. This is one of, if not my best performing YouTube video ever. And this only happens during like crazy bubbles where there's just so much traffic for one specific search term. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff out there to indicate that these are due for a pullback. Half of the people in the comments section of this video are saying that, you know, I'm an idiot for saying that you should wait for them to dip because they're just going to keep on going up. And then the other half of the people are saying that this trend is just starting and I'm stupid for telling people to wait to buy things for potential lower prices. And then there's the rational people that appreciate the information and support me no matter what. But, you know, there's definitely two sides. You know, one side saying they're going to go up forever. The other side saying, dude, why are you talking about these things? You're so late. Yeah, it's crazy stuff we're seeing in the market. And all I know is we've had a good few successful trades with AI agent coins, right? We were able to get into Gecko sub 10 mil. It did run all the way up here at Wick to 40, but really it spent a decent amount of time over here, around a 25 to a 30 million market cap, right? A nice 2.5 to a 3x. It ain't much, but it's honest work. And depending on what size you did go in with, it could have been a really nice profit. And the other one is Griffin. We saw a really nice move out of this off of these lows down here at a 200 million market cap, a 150% move depending on where you did get your entry. And yeah, I mean, look, there's gains to be had everywhere. It's all about your execution. You're not going to be able to catch every single one, but as long as you're consistently growing your P&L, the big wins that make all the difference will come. But in the meantime, as long as you're staying active, busy, and winning, that's the most important thing. But anyways, let's get into these super chats. So our first one's from Bob's My Uncle, asking about Cookie. So Bob, shout out to you for being extremely early to Cookie and for asking about it in the live streams on a regular basis and having conviction in this project. I think this was an epic trade on your behalf. So Bob, shout out to you. Now, your question, low for Cookie or a big falling wedge forming? So after a crazy move like this, where it went from a 16 million market cap to... By the way, I'm confused right now because the FDV says 42 million and the market cap says 81 million. So anyways, the data is a bit skewed here on Deck Screener. Now, this thing went on a crazy run, and now it's having its first consolidation and pullback. So we're going to find out now if this is a real... What's the best way to word this? We're going to find out if this is going to be distribution or just a consolidation before another leg. A bunch of people are at massive on this. This is still a low market cap compared to its potential, so it can certainly continue to push. Now, however, I wouldn't really call it a falling wedge. If anything, I would draw a channel like that. And I'm excluding this wick, but I just noticed how these would likely match up well with these lines, and it does match up perfectly. So, Bob, this does look like more of a bull flag than a falling wedge, but nonetheless, they are both bullish consolidation patterns. Now, you have yet to touch the 61.8 at 34 cents. So I would let this continue to build, and I would look for lows down here at around a 35 mil market cap at 34 cents. If it's going to put in another leg higher, probably comes down here and then goes for the breakout of the bull flag. But for now, yeah, 100%. I'm seeing this bull flag form, and it looks like it needs the third tap of the low, which would be a tap of the 61.8. And yeah, we'll find out if this is distribution or, to be honest with you, a chart this young, after its first leg up like this, probably a bull flag before higher, given where we're at right now with things. But still, I wouldn't rush in now. I would still wait for that third tap of the lower line. Bob, thank you for the super chat. And we got another one from Spy Paint E. He says, shout out to Aerobud, thoughts and opinions. Well, Spy Paint E, thank you for the super chat, sir. Now, Aerobud, a dog meme coin on base. And thoughts and opinions. Well, I learned about this coin, and it came to my attention after, like, in this part of the move. And then you guys, I mean, not you specifically, Spy Paint E, but the Aerobud community started to, get active in my live stream, live chats up here at the top. And what I said back there was I wouldn't buy it now after this parabolic move. And I put this demand zone on the chart. So look, it's come now into the demand zone. And you can see it's having a good reaction so far. So thoughts and opinions on Aerobud. Well, it's a dog meme coin on base that donates to charity. Loud and proud community. We've seen base coins go to hundreds of millions, if not billions. So we know they have the potential to do that. Aerobud has just gone through a very healthy correction. This looks like a 60% correction. 72% into demand. So I would say Spy Paint E, I would look for it to consolidate and hold 20 million as support. And ideally, with buyers stepping in and people stopping their selling, it starts to move up higher from there. But base in general, huge bounce on a lot of base meme coins today, and a lot of them are looking really good. I want to get through the rest of these super chats, but I got some more stuff as well in regards to base meme coins I want to talk about today. Anyways, guys, we got some more super chats rolling in. Shout out to Mark Hammery. He says, great alpha. Everyone hit the like button if you love this alpha. Mark with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your support, and very generous of you without even asking a question, just telling people to smash the like button. I really appreciate that. But Spy Paint E, hope that helps with Aerobud. We got another one from Angel. Angel says, hi bro, greetings. What do you think about the launches in Virtuals protocol? They are like pump fun. Are you invest on those from Virtuals? So great question there, Angel. And yes, Virtuals, like I have said, it's basically pump fun, but on base for AI agents. What do I think about them? Well, before everyone caught on, this was a gold mine where you could have bought any one of these and they would have pumped massively. But now the whole world has caught on to it. And when the whole world catches on, the edge gets diluted and it does not perform nearly as good as it did before the entire world caught on to it. So I would say the Virtuals new launches landscape has become a lot more competitive, one, and also it's become a lot more malicious, if you will, with bad actors launching their virtual AI agent, but it's just a straight up scam. It's a marketing scam where they say a bunch of things, but they deliver no value and they just sell the token after people buy it. So the landscape has changed dramatically from what it was just a few weeks prior. Now, that's what I think about the launches in Virtuals protocol. It's no longer what it was a few weeks ago. Am I invested in any of these? Yes. Gecko, and I bought another one. I have a few on my radar. I'm in Gecko. This one went up 2x and it's basically back down. There's some other ones like Slayer, which do intrigue me. This one pulling back hard. I have not entered this, and I'm glad I didn't because it's having a pretty aggressive pullback. But my main Virtuals coin at the moment is actually Gecko. But Angel, thank you for the super chat. And we got another one from John Montezeri. And John says, can you look at the top AI agent coins like Virtual and AI16Z and tell us your thoughts for 2025? Thank you for your wisdom. John, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate your support. So my thoughts on these for 2025. My thoughts on these for 2025. Well, again, this went up 150x in 3 months from September to current day. 3.5 months, 150x. It's also risen to very high levels in the total crypto market cap. Top 40 Virtuals over here at number 37. It flipped all the other main AI coins like Render, Tau, FET. Flipped all of them. I do not personally see that holding. What do I mean by that? Well, again, nobody is selling. When the first whale decides to offload, or maybe it will be a few of them, this thing is going to correct very hard, okay? Even the best coins have huge corrections. So my thoughts for 2025, I would say that the most gains have already happened. I know that might shock people to hear that, but going from pennies to $5 in 3 months, you likely will not see this type of exponential growth continue, all right? There's theories about diminishing returns, and it is very, very accurate and true in the sense that the earlier you are to a trend, the more exponential gains will be had. The later you get in the trend, right, the gains become much less exponential due to diminishing returns. So anyways, I can see these for sure going up, but I don't necessarily think it's the wisest move ever to ape these currently. Just notice I already had that line on the chart. So I'd rather actually keep this line. And look, when this thing corrects, it probably will come and test this line. And this could be a potential 60 to 80% correction. After that happens, we could see it push to a new high. But for Q1 here, again, I don't see the exponential growth continuing. It's already gone 150x in 3 months. I do not personally think it will go another 150x in another 3 months. I think the money has already been made on this particular coin. And I would say to focus on the next narrative that's going to do a move like that. Anyways, hope that helps. Thank you for the super chat, John Montezeri. Let's get into some more of these super chats. We got a ton of them rolling through. All right, so Kylo the dog, shout out to Kylo the dog, my man. Bob's my uncle with another super chat. He says plans for Gecko trade up and building a position. Well, plans for Gecko. I would say depending on where you've been building your position, it depends how you want to play it personally, right? After it went from 10 million to 30 million, I was live yesterday inside of the Mastermind saying it's definitely not a bad idea to take initials out of this and leave the remainder of the position for more appreciation. That happened at a 3x, okay? Typically with these types of coins, I don't want to take out my initial after only a 2x because that would greatly diminish the gains. Right? If you sell after a 2x, that would turn a potential 100x to a 50x with the amount of capital you have inside. Which is why I like to wait for around that 3 to 5x level with these type of meme coins, which these are basically meme coins, the way they're being traded. So I would say look to de-risk when the time is right for you personally, depending on your entries, and then essentially slowly, incrementally skim out profits as it does go higher. There's no wrong way to do it. Again, you could have full bullish conviction and just say you're never going to sell something, never going to sell it until it hits that 10x or a 20x. But what happens if it falls short and it only goes up 5, 6x from your entry? Well, then you're caught holding the whole entire bag and you round trip the entire position. So the plan for the trade is simple. De-risk when the time is right for you and depending on your entry. And basically, as it does continue to pump and increase in value, look to sell on the buying volume. This way you don't have to sell after the big fat red candle comes and you're basically at break even again. That's the plan for the trade. Let's see. John Montezeri says thoughts on charts and fundamentals of Murad's top coins like SPX and Giga. I know you like ski over Cabal coin bred on base. Thanks, Connor. No worries, John. So thoughts on some of these big coins like SPX and Giga. And these are at new all-time highs, basically. Here's SPX, not basically at new highs. It is at new all-time highs. So thoughts on this chart is this is a good breakout. It was unsustainable over here, but it went sideways for months. Much like what I think the Virtuals coin is probably going to do. It might break some people's hearts. But look, coins need to correct. That's how markets work. So anyways, it was the same thing. I was saying the same thing. Like, be careful of buying after a parabolic move. Well, what happened? It went sideways for 80 days, and now it's breaking out again. So this was a really healthy correction. And the fact that it's now breaking out from this range, it's not a breakout to fade. Okay, this is a real breakout. So I would say on a dip, you should look to buy a dip because this probably is going to multiply from these levels, in the sense that it just put it in an 80-day range after a crazy parabolic run, went around 50x. So healthy correction, looks ready to pump higher, and then Giga as well. Giga is the most insane chart in all of crypto. New all-time highs now. And the monthly chart is 12 straight months of green. I mean, so look, this chart's ridiculous. This did have healthy corrections where it basically dropped like 90% in a period of days. In 2 days, it did have an 89% correction, and it was immediately bought back up. So this chart is a complete anomaly. All right, there's really nothing else to compare this to. Giga is definitely in its own league. And I would say you're probably going to see a few more monthly green candles before any red monthly candles. If I had to guess when a red monthly candle would come in, March, April, or May, after we see this kind of multi-month explosive altcoin season. So for now, momentum's to the upside on these. These coins are just coming out of large corrections and large sideways periods. Complete opposite of something like virtual, where it's due for that multi-month kind of correction and sideways period now. So that's what I think about the main Murad coins, and then also comparing it to your other question, John, about virtual and the other main AI agent coins. Look, no matter how great something is, it still needs a healthy correction, and virtual is due for one. Let's see what else we got here, guys. We got some more super chats coming in. We got Kylo the dog. And Kylo says, one sec. This guy's begging in the comments. We got to get him out of here. No begging, please. AZOY. Kylo the dog says, no question here. Just paying for the best wisdom offered on the space. Glad I found the Empire fam a year ago. Kylo, thank you for the support. Thank you for the super chat. And it's pretty crazy. It's been a year already. Yeah, time's flying by, but you're a beast, dude. Thank you for the super chat, and Happy New Year to you. Hope all is going well in 2025. Let's continue on with the super chats because they are not stopping. They are just continuing to roll in. I mean, I want to get to a lot of these other questions, but for now, we'll address these super chats. Christopher Brown, what's up, Christopher? He says, I talked a few days ago about Simi slowly doing more research, and they are soon to launch their own AI platform to create AI with no code. I just think eyes are too far on virtuals at the moment. Thanks. Yes, I do remember, Chris, you asking about Simi just a few days ago. And here is the Simi chart. So they do have a lot of stuff in their roadmap right now, like you said, launching their own AI agents with no code and stuff like that. And a lot of other platforms, like ones on Solana, ALCH, for example, doing similar things. Now, the Simi chart right now, it does look pretty interesting to me in the sense that there's really not all too much going on. It's a brand new coin. It is basically 1 month old. It launched, it did pretty well, being it was so early, right? A lot of speculation. All the meme coin traders with their sniper bots buying and selling after a 50% move. Well, now it has some time under it, and it's been going sideways, sold off, and it did create a little accumulation lake essentially down here as it sold off and broke through the support and then accumulated. Now it broke out again, and it's retesting the breakout. So this, if you're bullish on Simi, I would say right now is in this green zone. It's a very good entry. The chart is healthy. Okay, the chart's just been going sideways for over a month now. It's in the right narrative, AI agents. So with that, there's a very strong chance you will see it break this diagonal trend line and go for a bit of a pump here. Just based off the technicals alone and this pattern, it looks pretty good. And if you want to buy it, I would stick to this green zone. When it exits the green zone, Well, if you didn't buy it, you got to let it go. At least that's how my trading works, where I don't chase after things after they have left outlined buy levels. But anyways, Chris, I hope that helps. We got another super chat here from JAI Jai. He says, what do you think of serve, open serve? Looks like Char wants to go higher. And I can see Brian Life is asking about UFD unicorn fart dust. Jai, we're going to look at open serve in a moment, but real quick, guys, UFD unicorn fart dust is out of the green zone now. All right, out of the green zone. Now, I took my entry. I posted in the Crypto Empire Mastermind a few days ago, just beneath 90 million market cap. It dropped to around 70 million, and now it's back up to 114 million. And same thing of what I'm saying with these AI agent coins, right? UFD went on a crazy run, and it corrected. I waited patiently for the correction, for when I thought it was close to bottoming out for my entry. This is simply how I do it. I will go into things early to try and catch the initial move at times, but if I see something has already pumped, I'm going to wait patiently for a time that I think is right to enter. Okay, that's what I did here on UFD. Same thing with this video, right? I posted this video around a week ago on YouTube. People are saying, one half of the people are saying it already pumped like crazy. Why are you so late talking about it when I gave an outline level? The other half of the people are saying it's just going to keep on going parabolic. Crazy debate, crazy divide we're seeing in the market right now with people just really, everyone's split in all directions in terms of what's going to happen. And this is what happens in a bull market. All rationale goes out the window. So all I know is I will continue to look to buy things in demand zones at wholesale prices. And this is why I think Unicorn Fart Dust could be an absolute unicorn in terms of performance this cycle. Bullish on it. But back to the super chats. Let's look at serve, open serve. All right, so here's open serve. And you say it looks like the chart wants to go higher. So very good performance. Open serve from the 26th of November to the high went up 14x. It's currently up around 11 or 12x in around 40 days time. All right, so similar to many of the other AI agent coins, look, it has gone up parabolically. Now you're seeing the first signs of early holders beginning to take profits and sell, with the parabolic price action ending in more of kind of distribution and a range-bound price action, a range-bound chart at play. So I would say it probably does need a bit more time to accumulate, even though it has been going sideways now for 14 days, 2 weeks time. Still, if you're going to be a buyer of this thing, I would still look to buy at a discount, and I would still look for a demand zone entry. Now, the uptrend is not broken. All right, so there's no signs of bearishness on this chart. It's just simply having its first kind of correction and consolidation after a parabolic move in a very short amount of time. So with that, being that the uptrend is still intact, it for sure could push highs, but I would still look to buy it at the range lows at around an 80 million market cap. Ideally, that holds. You could use a stop loss in case it doesn't, as it would probably cascade down back to a 40 million market cap if it doesn't hold up here at around a 70 to an 80 million market cap. We got more super chats. Shout out to Christopher Brown. He says, thanks, brother. Happy New Year's. No worries, man. Happy New Year to you. And Kylo the dog, he says, thoughts on SIM Sim. All right, so Sim right now, it looks like a buy. First glance, initial gut instinct, it looks like a buy. I mean, a pretty picture perfect ascending triangle. All right, just to put it quite simple, you got your horizontal resistance. You got your signs of accumulation with the higher lows. It's a 3 million market cap. Yeah, Kylo, I know you're probably asking me because you're seeing the same thing. So if you're looking for like confirmation bias, well, yeah, I think this is a buy. Um, of course, there's risk involved, right? It could continue to just go sideways and do nothing, but I wouldn't ignore a chart that looks like this in the time we're at in crypto. Probably going to do one of these if I had to speculate on what I think is going to happen out of this current pattern that it's in. It looks like it wants to put in a parabolic move purely off of this chart. It's just accumulating. It's a very clear accumulation pattern happening with a clear horizontal resistance at 5 cents. So yeah, Kylo, that looks really good. Let's see. Tyler with a super chat, 100 Hong Kong dollars. Thank you, man. He says, views on Trump, family build, Aave, Link, ENA, and Ondo. So yeah, Trump is invested big in these DeFi coins and Ethereum. Aave, Link, ENA, right, DeFi. Aave right now looks ready to make a new all-time high. Link, it's not too far off, just a 100% move, and it's at the all-time highs. ENA, a lot of big stuff happening with ENA right now, and this is a pretty crazy looking chart in the sense that you just have to break this listing candle high and you're in price discovery. Here's that new chart, right, where you list, you sell off, and then you go parabolic. ENA has that. And Ondo, the real world asset pick. So I would say that, yes, the Trump family through the World Liberty Financial Wallet, they're buying these coins. And with that, a bunch of people are going to copy trade them and also buy those coins, which many people have already done. But they're not random coins. These are like blue chip DeFi assets. So my view on that, on the Trump family buying up these coins, is that smart move, right? That's you would expect that from someone like Barron Trump, right? A computer genius from a young age, right? You wouldn't expect him to do something stupid and blunder, and I don't think they're doing that. I think these are very blue chip assets in the market, and they're probably going to do quite well with their buys here. Granted, they do take profit on them, which they probably will be selling aggressively after they do pump. So yeah, that's my views on the Trump family build through the World Liberty Financial DeFi wallet. Shout out to Armando. Armando, you're the man. Thank you for all of your support. Shout out to ZZ RJ Brazil. He says, good night. Thanks from Brazil. What do you think about GTAI? Great partnerships. We'll look at that in a moment. I just have one more super chat to get through, and that is from Kirk Tuss saying thoughts on Aether. So Deepin's a big narrative, and Aether is one of the bigger coins in the Deepin narrative. Now, Aether Deepin coin. Well, all I'm seeing right now, I'm thinking in my own head, but I don't know when I put this range on the chart where you can see we have the range high, we have the range low. Well, what happened was price broke out of the range. It's now come back in for a retest, and it's above the range high again. More likely than not, we should treat this as a real range breakout. And if you do want to buy, you should be buying now on this retest. Look, my stance on the market, I kind of went over it to start off the stream today. But my stance on the market is we're actually going to see the altcoin season that people have been dreaming about since 2021. And if it's going to happen now going into March, April, here in early January, this is like genuinely your last chance to buy stuff when it's pretty cheap. When charts look like this, brand new fresh chart, a few months old, clear range, breakout, retest. Again, if we're going to have that crazy 3 to 5 month altcoin season period of outperformance, the signs appear early. These are signs. This breakout and retest is a sign. So if you like this coin, I am saying pretty loud and clear that you want to buy it before it makes a new all-time high, and this breakout and retest would be a good time to do that. That's what I think about Aether. Anyways, shout out to Woody Herzog saying Happy New Year. Shout out to you, Woody. Thank you for being here and for all of your support throughout the years. You're the man. Thank you. All right. Anyways, back to our regular questions here. I appreciate all of you guys for the super chats. Thank you very much. Shout out to Lloyd Dell saying, I came here after watching your AI agents video, stayed for the epic alpha here. Thank you, Lloyd, and glad that you found Crypto Empire and happy to hear that you are sticking around. So I see KJ asking about Ski Mask Dog. So there is some news right now in regards to Ski Mask Dog. This guy, Mike Collins, a U.S. representative, so he has a public wallet where he's been buying Ski Mask Dog. And you can see yesterday, he bought another $15,000 of Ski. So the last time he bought, it rose 280% in 3 days. So this U.S. politician is in with some pretty decent size on Ski Mask Dog. Now, Ski Mask Dog, bouncing from the 50% fib, breaking out of this descending wedge, and likely is going to put in another leg higher. And another example, guys, of why you don't want to chase after something that's clearly gone parabolic. Like, Ski's a great coin, but it's still not immune to dropping 50% in 2 weeks. Okay, so no matter how bullish you are on something like virtual right now, you still should wait for a correction. But anyways, back to Ski here. Yeah, there's a very good chance this is going to become the biggest meme coin on Base. It has a cult behind it now at this point. And if you guys are into Murad coins, I know Man With A Plan is. Shout out to Man With A Plan if you're still watching right now. You need to believe in something and stop trading. Just holding Ski would have outperformed essentially everything. But anyways, this is a real organic community compared to, again, something like Brett, where it is 100% manufactured in the sense that it didn't form organically. A community has organically formed around Brett at this time because of Crash, and Crash is the cult leader. But anyways, very good chance that Ski does actually end up catching and even surpassing Brett. And I'm here for it. But yeah, Ski is definitely... It might seem crazy to buy it now. It still would have been much better to get it closer to a 200 mil market cap. But this is probably going to go to billions. Probably. Let's see. Vlatko says, can you talk about real good technology, not just memes or AI agents, please? Even 3x to a 5x is good profit. I agree. 3x to a 5x is great profit. So real good technology, well, my personal, one of my largest positions is Cubic Network. If you want some real good tech, I think Cubic is building some real good tech personally. And looking at this is not the full chart, right? This is the Gate.io chart. It was listed in May of 2024. But nonetheless, long accumulation. Remember who was telling you that it was the bottom when it was the bottom? It was me, Connor from Crypto Empire, publicly. Anyways, shout out to anyone who managed to get good entries on Cubic and is up. But yeah, if you want real good tech, I think Cubic is some real good tech. I think Tau is real good tech as well, and I think Tau can give you a 3 to a 5x if that's what you're looking for. I think Cubic can give you more than that. But yeah, if you want real good tech, I would look into these projects on your own time. There's definitely many more, but to not overwhelm you, I'll just stick with those two as real good tech coins. Let's see. Nomad Dad asked much earlier on in the stream, can you look at Soon, a new gaming project partnered with Leo and Becker? Sure. Take a look at Soon. I'm guessing it's Soon on Telegram. Yes, this is it. Ton Station. Prepare for Soon domination. We're going to be the #1 Telegram meme and premium game distribution platform. Join us now while it's not too late. And they got the big boys. They got Elio Trades and Alex Becker shilling. Let's look at this chart. So, a pretty nice V reversal out of this deviation here. And it looks like it is doing well off of the Becker and Elio publicity. This probably was when they made a piece of content around it, this candle here. So anyway, something like this where the chart is really new, right? This is only less than 2 weeks old. We're in the bull market, so we could very well see this, do one of these for a while. If it's going to catch on. I don't know anything about this project other than looking at the Twitter for 2 seconds. We're at the period of time where these brand new altcoins, they launch and they basically over like the next 3 to 5 months, they go like the winners go like this. Peak and then like that. Okay. So this could be one of them that goes like this for a few months and gives you a 20x, 30x before going back down 99% when the market shifts to risk off again. So with that being said, I would say to definitely, do your own research on this thing. Again, I really don't know much about the fundamentals other than reading its Twitter bio. Just learning about this on the spot right now. But I know where we're at in terms of the market cycle. And I know we're at that point in time where the new coins, the new launches, the bullish ones that win. Again, the chart looks like this. They launch. They go like this for a few months. And then they go like this. All right. So you want to basically just ride out this part. So this one soon could potentially give you that. Like basically the AI agent charts right now. That's what I think about this one. And currently it's a 23, it's pretty small, 23 million market cap. That would, if you see the green or the orange line, that would be where you should want to buy it. Anyway, let's see what else is going on here, guys. James Brasco says, I hit on SAIMP. Thanks for the lead. It might be a banger holding. Love to hear it, James. Great to hear that you're making bank out here. And yes, I did mention this in my video over here 2 days ago. So basically, Griffin kind of launched this one, and I mean, it was the Solana meme coin Jeets basically pumped it and dumped it. It found its bottom, and it's up 500% from that in 2 days. So yeah, shout out to you, James Brasco, for watching the content, doing your own due diligence, coming to your own conclusions, and profiting off of that. That's what it's all about, man. So I really love to hear that type of stuff. Again, for anyone that missed it, this AI agent coin video is when I mentioned SAIMP, when I was going over Griffin. So yeah, I mean, look, nice one there, James. Good job. Shout out to Raja saying catching the live on the Cambodian border. Let's go, Empire. Awesome, Raja. And Bob's my uncle said earlier, and Gramp said Griffin. Yeah, Griffin, banger. Bob's my uncle said agent profits being put into save AI blue chips. Tau is the main one. 100%, man. Definitely. That's what the smart people are doing. But then you got the people, who are in my comment section saying it's going to go up only forever, and they're continuing to buy candles after it's gone up 10x in 3 days. So yeah, I mean, look, I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make it drink. At the end of the day, everyone is managing their own portfolio, their own capital, and making their own decisions. So yeah, that's that, man. But Bob, shout out to you for always being here and supporting here in the chat. No worries, Nomad Dad. Looks like we got some more super chats rolling in. We got one from Angel. He says, if you have $2,000, do you invest in Blender? I heard it's going as NVIDIA. So if I had $2,000, would I buy Blender? Now look, personally, I don't know enough about Blender. I haven't really convinced myself that this is a great project that I need to buy. But if you have done research, you say it's going to be like NVIDIA. So if you believe something like that, the chart doesn't look horrible in the sense that if you have conviction in this project, well, if you look on the weekly, it's been in this weekly accumulation pattern for 6 months from June. 190 days of accumulation sideways. All right, so if you buy it now, you're buying in the middle of this accumulation. If it is going to make a comeback, you're going to make money on that $2,000 investment. So I don't know. Blender wouldn't be like my pick if I only had $2,000, but still, if you have done your own homework essentially, and you've built belief that this asset is going to perform, again, the chart is in a 200-day sideways accumulation. So if you buy it now, you're buying at a discount, and ideally you'll be able to sell it at a premium, like up here much later on. So I can't give you direct financial advice, Angel, as I'm not a certified financial advisor, and I don't give financial advice, as you can see from the banner just below here on the screen. But I hope that answer helps you out, man. Shout out to GT Nuts. Yes, the stream has started, if that's what you're asking. And we got another super chat from Jason Banker saying, which swarm-related AI agent coins are you bullish on? SNA, FXN, and Swarms on Sol seems to be the leaders. Are there any that you know of on Base? So the Swarm agents, I'm actually only aware of them on Solana as well, to be honest with you. You mentioned a few good ones there. There's one that I mentioned, Universal Basic Compute, the other day on stream. Let's see. It looks like this one has pulled back. But yeah, the swarm agent, it's definitely a buzzword right now. It's a very good idea, but I don't think the technology is anywhere near ready to actually implement it. But yeah, in regards to your question, I'm also mainly seeing them on Solana and not necessarily Base. Yeah, that's how I would answer that question. Let's check out some of the other ones you mentioned though. This is a heck of a chart, definitely a leader. Yeah, so definitely I would say these are leading the market right now with charts that look like this. I wouldn't say chase them. You probably know that already. But yeah, this is these are some pretty crazy charts. But in terms of base swarm agents, no, to be honest with you. I don't have any alpha on that right now. But if I do, we'll definitely let you know. Let's see. We got another one from Robert. He says, can you check TEMA? Looks like it's ready to head high and cross the all-time high. TEMA, the TikTok raccoon. So this is correcting. Yeah, you want to see this level hold. If it's going to make a new all-time high, you need to see it reverse out of this demand zone. For now, it is simply going through its first correction after going parabolic. So if it can survive this correction, well, good chance it does go on to make some new highs. Again, you definitely want to see this demand zone hold. And anyways, we got another super chat from Dice550 saying, what are your thoughts on the Pika chart? Pika on base. Pika, pineapple cat. So it looks like Pika lost this level. Looks like I analyzed this in the past, probably on a live stream. Definitely on a live stream, actually, because I don't really remember doing this. But anyways, what do I think of this chart? Well, it basically lost this level. It lost this low, but it just accumulated directly underneath it, and it just put in a deviation now. So it does look like it's ready to go on and put in another upswing. Granted, it holds above this level at 0.001415, right? You don't want to see it come back into this, because then this would be a false deviation. So you basically need to see this hold as support, and then from there, it looks like it could continue to increase. All right, guys. Look, we've been live now for an hour and 20 minutes. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this stream now. Thank you to everyone who was here today. And we did spend most of the time looking at super chats. That's cool. But I do know there's a lot of alpha and individual questions that you guys ask. So, yeah, we definitely got to figure some kind of way out where I can get to everything. Because a lot of the times I do know that there's a lot of good information in the questions that are asked by you guys, the Crypto Empire community, in these live streams. So, yeah, appreciate you guys, and thank you for being a very strong, engaged community. We're only continuing to grow. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, smash that like button. Thank you for all of your support. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up this stream right now. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit that like button. We'll be back tomorrow for a Saturday Crypto Empire live stream. We went over a lot of stuff today. Again, it looks like we're at the very early stages, basically, of a Bitcoin dominance breakdown, which means a full-blown market-wide altcoin season. Bitcoin, it just needs to get back above 99K, flip that resistance into support, and it's ready to go after a new all-time high. Things are looking bullish, and we will continue to bring you these updates on a regular basis. Thank you all for being here. Have a great weekend. Have a great night. Connor from Crypto Empire, signing out.